Polish up your kinky boots. It's the special summer musical edition of Houston Theater Beat. Hi everyone, and welcome to Houston Theater Beat. I'm your host, John Lazo. Summer's arrived here in Houston, and that means three things: musicals, musicals, and more musicals. In the next half hour, we'll be looking at some of the best shows that H-Town has to offer this summer. In our backstage segment, we'll visit the standing room only rehearsal space for a visit with the cast and crew of the hilarious musical comedy, The Great American Trailer Park Musical, coming up at Obsidian Art Space. In our in-performance segment, we'll head out to the Rice campus for a look at Generation Theater's upcoming production of the Broadway classic, Sweeney Todd. The Marquee will get you up to date on the big-name musicals happening all over town. And in Harley's Hot Ticket, we managed to pry Harley off the beach just long enough to share not one, but two chances to see one of the most beloved musicals in all of Broadway history. So let's get started. Hi everybody, I'm here on location at the SRO Rehearsal Studios, joining the director and some of the cast members of the Great American Trailer Park Musical, which is going to be presented by SRO Productions coming up this summer at Obsidian Art Space. And I'm very happy to be joined today by the director, Sam Martinez, who's down there on the end. And then I also have Holly Grice, who's playing Hippie, she's next, Tom Stell, who's playing Norbert, and Chelsea, tell me your last name. Chelsea Lerner, who's playing Jeannie. And they're going to tell us a little bit about what's going on with Great American Trailer Park Musical coming up this summer. Sam, I have to be perfectly honest with you and the Houston Theater Beat audience. A lot of times with the musicals, I'm familiar with them. I know nothing about Great American Trailer Park Musical, which is great because it's a very unique offering here in Houston. Can you tell the Houston Theater Beat audience a little bit about what the show's about?
The show is about the residents of Armadillo Acres in Stark, Florida. And we have Pippi who comes into town and kind of turns everybody's life upside down, but then at the end, everything works out as musicals tend to go. So
good. Excellent. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see, Holly. Now, what I understand for Holly, Tom, and Chelsea, your characters are a love triangle. Is that true?
They can't get enough of me.
Of course, obviously.
We're fighting over him every day.
Absolutely. Holly, tell us a little bit about Hippie. She sounds like one of the catalysts that kind of make things happen in the show.
She is. So Pippi is a stripper. She's on the run from her crazy ex-boyfriend, and she ends up in Armadillo Acres trailer park and falls in love with Norbert, who Tom plays. And unfortunately, he is married at the time, but it's kind of a love triangle, and he's torn between both characters, and you'll have to come see the show to find out what happens.
Absolutely. Okay, Tom, so how does Norbert have this magnetic appeal over him?
I think the only way to explain it is dumb luck. And yeah, I mean, who doesn't like toll collector though? I mean, toll collectors always get the women.
Sure, absolutely. So I've heard that that's
He's
true.
a toll collector whose wife is agoraphobic, and so maybe there's sympathy that helps.
Right, absolutely. And Chelsea, tell us a little bit about Jeannie. Have you had a good time playing her?
I have so far. It's definitely a stretch. Jeannie is an agoraphobic housewife.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of things that lead up to that. So it's been interesting playing that. It's something I'm not used to, but I've really enjoyed it.
Good.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Good. As you can tell, Great American Trailer Park Musical is a tremendous amount of fun. It's a hilarious show, obviously. And we're going to be seeing a musical number from Great American Trailer Park Musical right now. So stay tuned.
just feel that late summer fire burning up the sky.
It makes time stand still and your brain starts to fry.
Though you trade your left hit for a dip in the pool.
Ain't no sense wanting what you can't have, no sense dreaming like a fool.
Is this the right side of the tracks?
Is this the wrong side of the tracks?
Well, I'm here to tell you that it's neither. So let's lay down the facts that we're living on this side of the tracks. We live on this side of the tracks, where we're hotter than Hades, and in a heat like that it's hard to act like ladies here on this side of the tracks. We live a life of glamour to the max, ain't that right?
It's a fact.
Here on this side of the tracks. Well, hello there. Y'all must have taken a wrong turn off of Highway 301 because you are in Stark, Florida. And this here is Armadillo Acres, North Florida's most exclusive manufactured housing community.
It's a trailer park.
Yeah, well, the mortgage ain't bad and the weather's kind. Isn't this a beautiful day, girls?
You can fry an egg on my ass.
Of course, it is the humidity that makes people lose their manners. Why, just the other day I was conversating with someone at lunch, and when I told him I lived in a trailer park, he said, "Honey, this here's White Castle, not white trash."
He did not.
Yes. Now, I don't work on my tan nearly 365 days a year to be called white anything.
What'd you say back?
Nothing. It's not my fault that cock-smoking, tongue-wagging, cheese-sucking dick in a bag doesn't know a lady when he sees one. They call me Badass Betty from Highway 301, and my title's not easily won. I've lived in Armadillo Acres since 1973. Oh yeah, I've been a caretaker, homemaker, cake baker, lawn raker, ball breaker, earth shaker, sex maker, headache, and that's just a scratch in the surface of a trailer trash bride like me. 'Cause I live this side of the tracks. We live on this side of the tracks. We are poor and we're tired, and that's the top two things that are required here on this side of the tracks.
Mighty, let's live through the cracks.
Yes, we don't. We
We live this side of the tracks.
My friends call me Lynn, but my full name is Linoleum because my mama gave birth to me on the kitchen floor. My husband Earl has been on death row in the Florida State Prison for 8 years now, and this whole situation just has me what's that word I'm looking for?
Horny?
That's it! Down there at the prison, we got this electric chair they call Old Smoky because it don't work 100% of the time unless most of Stark's electricity is turned off. So I spend my time making sure everybody's electricity stays on all the time. Because enforcing cruel and unusual punishment against a man for doing wrong is not the job of the government. It is the job of the wife.
Amen.
Everybody keep your lights on so the prison turns Old Smoky off. Burn the midnight oil, even if your lover man wants to barf. I've been on this crusade of justice to clear my man of what he's done. Earl was right to shoot that son of a bitch. He was in the wrong lane. So until my man's back home in bed, every light in this town is gonna shine from moon to sun.
My real name's Donna, but everybody calls me Pickles because I'm pregnant.
You are not pregnant.
That you're not
Alright, I ain't pregnant for real. Doctors call them hysterical pregnancies. And that means even though they ain't real or nothing, you still get symptoms. For example, I eat lots of food and then I get fat. I'm 17 and my husband's this fancy guy from Jacksonville.
Ooh, I love me some Jacksonville.
He likes foreign beers and cheese that smells like urine. But his folks don't speak to us no more, and that's okay with me. Them people don't fit my idea of a loving family. I got my man, I got about my friends and something on the way. Yeah. So with me and my mister, keep on trying. We might get it right someday. And we'll live this side of the tracks. We'll live this side of the tracks. We'll have a lovely addition.
There's just one thing missing from your current condition here on
This side of the tracks. I get a lot of wear out of maternity slacks. We're from off the rack. You're on this side of the tracks. That's Jeannie, Norbert, and Jeannie.
Jeannie Gostick, I done had about quite enough.
That's Norbert, Norbert, and Jeannie.
Marriage is headed for demolition. Wake up and face facts, you got a weird affliction. You ain't stepped out that door since 1983. Now you won't join your husband for your 20th anniversary. Jeannie, we had a pact. You said by our 20th anniversary, you'd come out of that trailer so we could do something special.
We can do special things right here at home, Norbert.
Can we? Can we go to a fancy restaurant and see something super classy, like the Icecapades?
Everybody knows entertainment ain't entertainment unless it takes place on ice.
20 years, Jeannie. 20 years, and our anniversary's just 1 month away.
You can do it, Jeannie.
Jenny.
We believe in you, Jeannie. You can do this, Jeannie. We believe in you. I'm sorry. I can't.
I gotta get away from this side of the tracks.
Things are heating up on this side of the tracks. He's a toll collector, she's agoraphobic.
He ain't left that trailer since the birth of aerobics here on
This side of the tracks.
Got a feeling not much going on in the sack.
So have a snack and kick back here on this side of the tracks. This side of the tracks. Welcome to this side of the tracks. We ain't highly educated, but who needs a diploma when you're ready? Made it here on this side of the tracks.
It's the perfect place for a baby tax.
We got bikers trying to score, corner rock stars to ignore, and shopping at the 99-cent store. For you this side of the...
Hi, I'm Pippi. I'm an exotic dancer on the run from an ex-boyfriend in Oklahoma City, so I need a place to live that's cheap and private, where the folks got so many problems of their own they want much notice mine. Y'all know a place like that?
This side of the tracks. This side of the tracks. This side of the tracks. This side of the tracks.
Well, thank you very much, cast members of Great American Trailer Park Musical, for that song from the show. Fantastic stuff. Sam, tell the Houston Theater Beat audience a little bit about the dates of the show, when and where it's running, how they can get tickets.
The show opens on July 11th and runs to the 27th. We run Thursday, Friday, Saturday with one Sunday performance. It will be at the Obsidian Art Space in the Heights, and for more information you can go to sro-productions.com.
Good. And don't forget the SRO website, where all information about Great American Trailer Park Musical can be found, is www.sro-productions.com. So visit the SRO website, find out more about Great American Trailer Park Musical, and make your plans to join the cast for a lot of fun, a hilarious musical coming up this summer at Obsidian. So I'd like to thank my guest, Sam Martinez, who's the director of Great American Trailer Park Musical, Holly Grice, who's playing Hippie, Tom Stell, who's playing Norbert, and also Chelsea Lerner, who's playing Jeannie. And stay tuned, because we'll be back with more of the show in just a moment. Gexa Energy Broadway presents Wicked. Backed by popular demand, Variety calls Wicked a cultural phenomenon. Winner of 35 major awards, including a Grammy and 3 Tony Awards, the New York Times calls Wicked Broadway's biggest blockbuster. Long before that girl from Kansas arrives in Munchkinland, 2 girls meet in the land of Oz. One is smart, fiery, and misunderstood. The other is beautiful, ambitious, and popular. How these 2 grow to become the Wicked Witch of the West and Glinda the Good makes for what USA Today calls the most completely satisfying new musical in a long time. Wicked runs from July 10th through August 11th at the Hobby Center. For information about Wicked, visit the Hobby Center website at www.thehobbycenter.org. Theater Under the Stars presents A Chorus Line. In an empty theater on a bare stage, casting for a new Broadway musical is almost complete. For 17 dancers, this audition is the chance of a lifetime. It's the one opportunity to do what they've always dreamed, to have the chance to dance. A Chorus Line is the musical for everyone who's ever had a dream and put it all on the line. Winner of 9 Tony Awards, including Best Musical and the Pulitzer Prize for Drama, the singular sensation returns to the Miller Outdoor Theater stage for Tut's annual free summer musical. A Chorus Line runs from July 16th through July 21st at Miller Outdoor Theater. For information about A Chorus Line, visit the Tuts website at www.tuts.com. Texas Repertory Theater presents Nonsense. The Little Sisters of Hoboken put on a talent show to end all talent shows. They cobbled together a wacky and hilarious act at the Mount St. Helens School Auditorium, led by Mother Superior Mary Regina, a former circus performer. Jokes, songs, and dancing nuns add up to one of the silliest musical celebrations ever. The result is sheer comic and musical madness. Nonsense runs from June 26th through July 28th at Texas Repertory Theater. For more information about Nonsense, visit the Texas Rep website at www.texasreptheater.org. Remember, all show dates and times are subject to change, so visit the theater websites for the latest information. We'll see you at the show. I'm here at Henmann Hall on the Rice University campus with the director and some of the cast members of the upcoming production from Generations Theater of the classic Broadway musical, Sweeney Todd. I'm being joined today by George Brock, who is the artistic director of Generations Theater and is directing the show as well. And 2 of the actors who are in the show, I have Craig Daly, who is playing Sweeney, and Kristen Warren, who is playing Mrs. Lovett. You guys, thank you very much for being on Houston Theater Beat this afternoon. Thank you for inviting us into your rehearsal. George, I sincerely doubt that the Houston Theater Beat audience has not heard of the show Sweeney Todd, but just in case we have some viewers who are unfamiliar with it, can you tell the audience a little bit about what Sweeney Todd is about?
Yeah, it was written in the late 70s. Stephen Sondheim and Hugh Wheeler, well, it was actually Sondheim came across this play about an old story from London about a serial killer, Sweeney Todd, who was a barber as a young man. Apparently the authorities, a judge in particular, became smitten with his wife and transported Sweeney Todd away to Australia so he could have his way with his wife. Sweeney finally is able to get back 15 years later, and he swears revenge on the judge. Some things happen, he doesn't actually get to go through with it, so he decides he's going to kill everybody else in London. Right. He sets up shop in his old barber shop, which is over a pie shop. And at this particular time period, the mid-19th century in London, there's a huge meat shortage in England. And so to deal with the bodies, Mrs. Lovett, who has the pie shop, comes up with the clever idea of baking them into meat pies. So right. It's a comedy.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. Craig, tell us a little bit about playing Sweeney, an iconic character that everyone is familiar with from the Broadway version of the show. What has your experience been like playing a character like Sweeney?
It's been great so far. The musical is my favorite musical of all time. It's been my dream role to play, and getting the opportunity to do it with theater like Generations has been incredible. I've worked with George several times on several challenging projects, and we've always come through unscathed, so I know I was good in his hands.
Good.
But I'm learning a lot about the character that I guess I never really thought about before, and I think it's helping in the portrayal of him to be a little bit more unique and not as musical theater about it, but very honest about it and try to really tell a story. So it's been an education.
That's incredible. Very good. And Kristen Warren is playing Mrs. Levitt, our very young Mrs. Levitt. I made a comment the other day. She's so young and pretty. Tell us about playing Mrs. Levitt, Kristen.
It's definitely a challenge that I've been really excited about and anticipating getting to be a part of this process for a long time. She's iconic, so that can be a little intimidating, but I'm trying to find my own Mrs. Levitt. And like Craig said, delve deeper into these characters and not go to a musical theater or caricature place, but go to a more honest place and really try to get the story out of all of this beautiful music.
Sure, absolutely. And the show is full of beautiful music, as our TV audience who have seen the show know. Some lovely numbers. What is the number that you all are going to do for the?
We're going to do the opening Ballad of Sweeney Todd.
Very good. So everybody stay right where you are, because coming up right now we have this musical number from Sweeney Todd from Generations Theater here on the Rice campus. Coming up right now.
The tale of Sweeney Todd. His skin was pale, his eye was odd. He shaved the faces of gentlemen who never thereafter were heard of again. He trod a path that few had trod, that Sweeney trod. The demon barber of Fleet Street. He kept a shop in London town, of fancy clients and good renown. And wondered none of their souls were saved. They went to their maker and met them shaved. By Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street. Swing your razor wide, Sweeney, hold it to the skies. Freely flows the blood of those who are
Speak a few, his room was bare.
a love, a bow, and a fancy chair. A log of salt and a leather strap.
An apron, a towel, a pail, and a mug. For need to see deserves a nod. The Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street. Inconspicuous Sweeney was, quick and quiet and clean. He was back to smile under his work. Sweet the music that nobody heard. Sweeney played, Sweeney played like a perfect machine. He played.
Sweeney was smooth, Sweeney was supple, Sweeney would blink and rats would scuttle. Inconspicuous Sweeney was green and quiet and light. A perfect machine was Sweeney. Sweeney was Sweeney. Sweeney was Sweeney. 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 Attend the tale of Sweeney Todd. Attend the tale of Sweeney Todd. He served a dark and a vengeful God. He served a dark and a vengeful God. What happens then?
Well, that's the play, and he wouldn't want us to give it away. Not Sweeney.
Not Sweeney Todd. The demon barber of Fleet Street.
Well, thank you very much, George and actors, for that incredible scene from Sweeney Todd. How exciting it's going to be. We definitely want the TV audience to come and join you for the show. George, can you give the Houston Theater Beat audience the information on tickets, the dates and times, the website where they can find more information?
Absolutely. The show will run at Henmann Hall on the Rice University campus, entrance 21 off Rice Boulevard. It runs July 5th through July 28th, Thursdays at 7:30, Fridays and Saturdays at 8, and Sundays at 3. And you can either visit our Facebook page, Generations, or go to our website, www.generationsatc.org.
Good, thank you very much. And everybody remember, the Generations website is www.generationsatc.org. Go to the website, find out more information about this production of Sweeney Todd, and make sure you get your tickets to join the cast of Generations Theater here at Henmann Hall on the Rice University campus for their very exciting upcoming production of Sweeney Todd. I'd like to thank my guests, George Brock, the Artistic Director of Generations and the Director of Sweeney Todd, as well as Craig Daly, who's playing Sweeney, and Kristen Warren, who's playing Mrs. Lovett. And stay tuned, we'll be back with more of the show in just a moment. For our special musical edition, Harley has come up with a twin hot ticket. One of the most beloved musicals in theatrical history is being produced at not one, but 2 area theaters this summer. Fiddler on the Roof is based on Tevye and His Daughters by Shalom Aleichem. The story centers on Tevye, the father of 5 daughters, and his attempts to maintain his family and Jewish religious traditions while outside influences encroach upon their lives. He must cope with both the strong-willed actions of his 3 older daughters and with the edict of the Tsar that evicts the Jews from their village. The original Broadway production of the show, which opened in 1964, was the first musical in history to surpass 3,000 performances. Fiddler held the record for the longest-running Broadway musical for almost 10 years, until Grease surpassed its run. It remains Broadway's 15th longest-running show in history. The production was nominated for 10 Tony Awards and won 9, including Best Musical, Score, Book, Direction, and Choreography. It spawned 4 Broadway revivals, a successful 1971 film adaptation, and it has enjoyed enduring international popularity. If you live in town, out west, or on the north side, you might want to consider the Houston Family Arts Center production, which runs from July 12th through July 28th at the Berry Center. For information on this production, visit the HFAC website at www.houstonfac.com. And for those of you who live on the east or the southeast sides, in Pasadena, Deer Park, or Baytown, Baytown Little Theater and Lee College are offering a production at the Lee College Performing Arts Center, which runs from July 26th through August 4th. For information on this production, visit the Baytown Little Theater website at www.baytownlittletheater.org. Well, that's all for our special summer musical edition of Houston Theater Beat. I'm your host, John Lazo, here with Harley, and until next time, we'll see you at the show.